Or hey baby. I can't do. I'm trying to do my Dusty.
Baby.
Hey baby. How you doing, baby?
How you doing?
I'll tell you what, baby.
Wrestling, watching from ringside. Is that you?
That's me, baby. Live and in living color.
Only on KXVS, baby, the voice of Stockton.
So people on the Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope land are tune in any way you want to because we are watching from ringside.
All day, every day, only on Friday. And maybe Saturday too. Sometimes on a Sunday, because you know they got them special shows. You know what I'm talking about, baby?
Stop stealing my gimmick. But
yeah.
Ben, let's get into all seriousness. This is watching from ringside, as we were talking about, is a pro wrestling show. With
the only pro wrestling show on KXGS.
Or in Stockton.
Or in Stockton, yes.
Yeah, come tell us if you're somebody else.
The premier podcast.
Yeah. The premier podcast of pro wrestling talk in the Central Valley is me and Ben, and it's fun. So we talk about the world of wrestling from our perspective and give you the latest going-ons of what's going on in the world of wrestling, right?
Yep. WWE, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor,
All In
NXT.
too.
Yeah, and All In,
which is brand new.
Brand spanking new.
So we're gonna
change the face of wrestling as we know it.
We're gonna break down all of that throughout, well, whenever we have a show. So I'll tell you what, Ben.
What?
Watching from ringside Fridays on KXVS, the voice of Stockton. For Ben Sanchez, I'm Dustin Brightfield.
Hello, welcome to Chef Tobias Cooks, here where we have kitchen conversations with professional chefs, cooks, home cooks, bakers, and people that just can't cook. So join us every week for our kitchen conversations and learn a thing or two. And I don't burn nothing in my kitchen.
KXVS, the voice of Stockton, live. The voice of Stockton at Stone Soup Studio. KXVS.org.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS, the voice of Stockton, or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
Da 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 da, shabba da do da da da, shabba da dee da da da, shabba da dee da do da da da, shabba da dee da da da, shabba da be da do da da da, shabba da be da da da, yeah, shabba dee da, shabba to buy is good.
KXVS, the voice of Stockton, presents Women in Business with your host, Chef Tobias Cooks.
Yes, good morning, Wednesday morning. Chef Tobias Cooks here with the voice of Stockton. We are here this morning, Women in Business with the voice of Stockton.org. Please log on to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I can't keep up with everything. And you can go ahead and see our live today. Also Facebook, Chef Tobias Cooks on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. Good morning. I am so excited to be here, especially after the long holiday.
Oh, yes.
Did you have a great holiday?
It was a great holiday. Black Family Day celebrated
Yes.
50 years.
Yes,
That's amazing.
That is amazing. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. You were able to get out to our panel.
Yes,
I was a
great.
little free on that panel.
It was wonderful. I love for you.
Yeah, I saw some of the back part of it, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Yes. All right, so let's get into it this morning. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and thank you for being a part of the weekend. Yes.
great.
Go ahead, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Sure. My name is Candelaria Vargas, Candelaria Vargas. I work for Daily Coast. We're an online media group, and what I do there is a coalition list growth specialist. So I connect folks to their news, but not only connect them to their news, I also tell them how they can get involved, get engaged. I let them know who their senators are, their members of Congress, and say, hey, you want to see something change? This is what you say. This is who you call.
All right. And so for our today topic, we're talking about youth entrepreneurship in the city of Stockton. This is a women's in business. You know that I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Been an entrepreneur for the past 2 years. I had to kind of take a break when I said that, Don. Like 24 months, right? Well, I think it's 26 months now.
Congratulations.
Who's counting? Yeah, it's a bit of a road. But the most exciting thing about it is that with the city of Stockton, when I owned the bakery downtown Stockton, and I would have youth come in, I did the youth internship program. We did a 21-day youth internship program with the city of Stockton, also with some of the charter schools.
Yes.
That was downtown Stockton as well. And I had about 10 students
Wow,
that came
that's wonderful.
through. Yeah, but I had like 3 students that actually finished.
Oh, I see.
But that was okay because
They probably weren't expecting you putting them to work, huh?
They were not expecting it. They thought they were going to frost the cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
No, that isn't what it was.
Right.
But what happened is now that I go out in the community and I go to different places, I start seeing the students that were there. And then I start seeing other students that knew the students. They're like, hey, you're that lady that had the bakery, the cupcakes and the cookies. And, so that is the most exciting part about it. One other thing that was very excited about that is a young lady. She actually started selling cupcakes.
Wow, that's amazing. You started that.
Yes.
That's great.
I was very excited about that. Like, she actually went down to the city of Stockton. She got her business license.
Oh, wow.
She went and got her grandmother's kitchen.
Nice.
They came out and they licensed the kitchen. She went through the entire process.
Wow.
And so I'm very, very excited for her. So I'm not going to put her out there on blast because she's only doing it part-time because she's at Delta College full-time.
Wow.
She decided not to go to culinary school because she said, I was with you, chef, and I kind of changed my mind. But
Delta, though, has a wonderful program.
I graduated from there. Yes, I graduated from Delta College I was 41 years old when I graduated from the program. Great. So, of course, Delta has the most amazing program.
Yeah,
so it's stories like that when I see someone that I had impacted or someone that said, oh, this wasn't a career choice, but because you enlightened me on business or I got a chance to see it, now there's another direction I want to go in, but I still want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
So the first thing that I always tell the youth, if you want to be an entrepreneur, please get education first.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So what are some of the specific elements? My phone keeps going.
I know.
I'm trying to be all professional here. I got all dressed up, put like a little suit, little stripe on.
It looks very nice.
Trying to be professional. But what are some of the elements of youth and entrepreneurship in the community that we should be addressing?
Well, I think we've been doing a great job with telling students that, college education is a way, but I think we also need to be telling students that there are other options too if that's not what for them. That there's some folks who don't want to go directly to college. They want to start working right away, or maybe they want to start a trade, or maybe they want to open up their own business. Yes. So education is absolutely important, but there needs to be I think our students need to know the different avenues that education can take them. Or, a four-year university is not the only educational route that they can take. There are other educational routes that they can take and still, live a wonderful, fulfilling, thriving life. And I think that's something we need to consider.
Because I went to school first, and then I went to a trade.
Right. Yep. See?
And the trade obviously is working out.
Wonderful.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Yes. And there are a lot of trades out there that our students don't know about. We teach them, the hard skills, that, literature and things like that, which are important for a foundation, an educational foundation. But I think we need to enlighten them a little bit about what other careers are out there for them that they would absolutely love.
Yes. This is what I always say. I always tell people, if you have imagination, then you have a business.
Yes, absolutely.
So whatever your imagination is, whatever your passion is, you can have a business. So why do you think that the youth entrepreneurship and some of the things that you just mentioned is vital for our community?
Because new businesses are a good thing for our community, and new businesses means new jobs, means new revenue for our community. And I think that's something that we need to be inspiring our kids to, aspire to. And for those who aspire to those things, to let them know that it's possible. I really love that you brought up the protege that you had and how she went and she got her business license and went to the city, got her grandma's kitchen, you said?
Yes.
Everything licensed and certified. And I think giving our students that vision they have the vision, but showing them how they can make it complete is what we really need to be doing. How do they go to the city of Stockton and get a business license? What do they need to do to get all those boxes checked?
Yes, and that brings up resources. That was one of the reasons why I was so passionate about starting Women in Business, because, of course, I'm a woman in business, not only entrepreneur, but a business owner as well.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate part for me was the resources. There weren't very many resources that specifically tailored to women and our needs, because as women we have needs, and as youth they have needs as well. So what are some of the resources that you see in our community that we already have, or some of the resources that can be developed for our youth and for them to begin the entrepreneurship process?
Right. We have a lot of really great programs that have either been around for a little while now or they're starting up. For example, we have the small business startup, and we have also the city is also starting some things up for small business grants as well. And just we were talking about the trades earlier. The building trades also have some apprenticeship programs. A lot of folks don't know about. We're trying to get the word out.
I didn't know that either.
So and they're also trying to reach out to young women specifically.
Yes.
Because we get a lot of young men that know about these trades and they're interested in these trades. But we don't have a lot of the young women going and seeing the trades as a field that they can enter. And so that's something that we're trying to change, and something that we're trying to let a lot of young women know that, no, this is for everybody. It's not just for the young men, it's for everybody.
Yes. And not just to give a quick plug, but there are some chambers here. We have the Hispanic Chamber that have great programs for the youth. We have the African American Chamber, Brandy, who also have a great youth entrepreneurship program, and then the Urban Chamber that just relaunched are going to be having some great programs for the entrepreneurship as well. My take on it, just a little plug, because I'm coming from the culinary world, and also we have Delta College here. They have a great culinary program. I would like to see more and more restaurants open up their doors to the youth, like I did my bakery, and do internships with them as well, to encourage our youth to stay in the city of Stockton. A lot of times our youth, they leave, but then they come back.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what we always try to do, to tell them to do. If you leave, that's fine. Go get your education, but please come back.
And we have great examples of people that actually left and got their educations and came back and did something great for the city, in the city of Stockton and surrounding city of Stockton as well. I like to think all of us is one big community. Stockton, Lodi, even parts of Modesto, Tracy, because all of the youth now have to come to Delta for college. So, and speaking of that, I want to skip something. I want to talk about this because this is absolutely very important for me. Is the STEM program? You get excited about the STEM. For those of you who do not know about the STEM program, please educate yourself. I did mention the STEM program in Saturday on the panel. I don't know if you heard or not. But the STEM program is the science, technology, engineering, math program, and please look that up, the STEM program. I am from the Bay Area. I worked in Silicon Valley at Google, and the STEM program is huge. It's phenomenal. My 13-year-old son, who has autism, is a part of the STEM program, and my 6-year-old son is a part of the STEM program. I'm trying to get my 15-year-old daughter involved, but she's like, no, I'd rather play the piano. So, I'm like, but that's part of being an engineer as well, right? Can you please speak on the STEM
Yeah,
program.
absolutely.
Yes.
So the STEM program, it's a big push towards all of those fields that you were talking about.
Yes.
And the reason being, you kind of connected the dots there, is that a lot of our jobs are going towards engineering, a lot of technology.
Yes.
And so we need to be preparing our students to enter those fields. And there's a lot of math that goes into that. And we need to let our students know that this is something that's practical and important. You may not see the connection right now, but we need to be showing them ways that we can connect them to their future careers, because a lot of our work is going digital, and that's what I work in. My work is digital, it's digital media, and so and it's absolutely, like, I'm so thankful that a part of my core studies was HTML coding and things like that. And I'm glad you brought that up, because we, Girls Who Code is, like, very important as well, especially people of color, because looking at these fields currently, they're majority white and majority male. And so just thinking about...
I'm from Google.
Yeah,
so
you know what all that looks like.
Oh,
You can testify to that.
I know exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yes. So I think that's something that we really need to be lifting up our young women of color and letting them know and see that this is where you can be as well, and you should be trying to do, because this is our future. And so I would like to see us, really, really pushing those careers and letting young women of color know that this is something that they can do as well.
Yes. So when we talk about that, we talk about the STEM programs, and we talk about future jobs. Actually, they're here right now. We see it in our social media.
Yeah.
We see it how even like our stores, like self-checkouts.
Right. Yep.
Like, I don't like self-checkout, because I'm like, why do I have to read and try to do this? But even as that, what are some of the strategies in solving the problems of getting more youth involved in STEM programs and entrepreneurship programs?
I'm glad you brought it out, because this really is like full circle from our talk on Saturday.
It is.
Yeah. Is really,
I promise I'll be good.
is we're coming to them.
Yes.
We need to come to them. We need to be where they are. We need to talk to them about these programs.
That is a good point. Elaborate more on that. Yes.
Well, you talked about, our social media and things like that. Some of us may be still on Facebook. I know I'm on Facebook still. But there are a lot of other social media outlets that young people are using, like Snapchat and Instagram, mostly because they're trying to get rid of or away from the rest of us. But
they don't want us in their business.
Exactly. But I mean, it's good to share information, where they are, but also entering the classrooms and letting them know that these are things that they can do, and these are opportunities that they need to be looking towards as well as options.
Yes, great. Yes. And so for what you do, some of the strategies that you guys, or not you guys, I'm sorry, you
It's
ladies
okay.
are becoming more involved in with the City of Stockton.
Right. So I specifically work with youth, very young children and their parents in early childhood education. So we have with the Mexican Heritage Center, like bilingual reading time and things like that. And these are the things that we talk about with the parents. Like, whenever you're teaching your children to learn, because parents are the first teachers.
Yes.
And that's a program that I also entered with my daughter when I have a daughter. She's 19 months old. She's going to be 20 months this month. But like learning to be the first teacher for that child is really important, because you're learning to show them what are possibilities for them in the future. And so working with parents and talking to them about what those options are and what that looks like, and then, showing them how to look in that direction is really important. And those are just like some of the opportunities that we have. I also work with youth, youth, engaging with youth and letting them know, like, if this is your dream, like, and we talked about this earlier, these are the steps to take this to the next level. Leveling up, as a good friend of mine says.
Yes, absolutely. And something that you just said that caught my attention when you said that coming to them. What does that look like?
Well, I mean, it comes, I think we talked a little bit too on this on Saturday, is not being afraid of our young people, being able to not just talk at them or to them, but listen too, because they have a lot on their mind.
So for those of you, what we're saying is for our youth, how to bridge the gap between your generation being a parent, being a grandparent, being a mentor, to now the younger generation. For us, our generation was a little bit different. a lot of different. Now we're entering a whole new generation with children that already have information.
Yes.
They're already exposed.
Right.
It's almost like you have to talk with your child and they're like, I already know. You're like, what?
Exactly.
How do you know
But
this?
context is so important too, because they may know a lot of things, but context and how they apply that to life and how that relates is really important as a parent to be able to explain to them so that they have a full understanding what
I
something
really like
means.
that, what you just said. That is so true, because I find myself, okay, so my child knows the information. They've already been pre-exposed to it. And what you just said is so vital. It's okay, now that you have the information, let's put it in context.
Yeah.
Let's now put it in where how you can use this information for future.
Right.
Or if this is information that you really don't need to be using at all.
Right. And just to be aware of things and like where things come from. Like this may be something that's, you know, very trendy or popular, but where did it come from? Where are the roots? And where do you want to go? And does this fit into that?
Yes. Well, I hope entrepreneurship is not a trend.
Right.
I hope it's something that's here to stay with the youth as well. And I think it will be, because now we're entering in where you can do it yourself.
Yeah. And that's, I think it's important. Doing it yourself is also, it's great because a lot of people can have more access to it. There's still a lot of people who don't have access to things, even though like media, especially in a city like the size of Stockton, is accessible, but not everyone has a smartphone, because those things cost money.
They do cost money.
Computers and things like that. And so making sure that the tools of today are accessible to everybody is something that we really need to address as well in entrepreneurship and the do-it-yourself culture.
Yes, and I think that's where the STEM comes in as well, because a lot of schools, pretty much majority of the schools now, the children have access to their own laptops.
Right.
And then the computer labs as well.
Right.
Especially Delta College. There was no excuse not to get your homework done at Delta College. Like, we had about 3 different computer labs.
Nice.
And also some of them were open on the weekends. As well as a lot of the rec centers now have computers that are open for the youth, the libraries as well. Right. Please, I encourage you to get your child a library card. Yes. There are so many programs that go on to the library. Yes. That is a great resource. If you're not sure about STEM, I know a lot of the Stockton libraries here have programs as well, introductions. Okay, so as a mother.
Yes.
No, little baby.
Yeah.
I met her when
wild
she was like
and active.
this little.
I know, you were so wonderful to us.
She was like this little. I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, I have 4.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes, I have a 25-year-old.
Wow.
She swears she knows what life is, but then she calls me.
Good.
And then I have a 15-year-old daughter. That's another story. I'm not going to scare you about that.
No, it's okay. I was 15.
Me too. And then I have a 13-year-old son, and I have a 6-year-old son. I have no special treatments in my kids. I love my boys. But anyway... I have no special treatments in my children. So as a mother, working with these programs and seeing the development and seeing what's going on, especially with our future, what are some of the things as a mother that you are willing to organize? Does that make you double think about things or be a little more cautious of?
It makes my work even harder.
Yes.
I don't know what it is about, having this tiny human being depend on you, but it makes me work so hard and has so much passion, and I have so much passion and drive to make the community better for her. Yes. And for all, children, because they depend on all of us. Like, all of our success is their success too.
Yes.
So when it comes to finding resources for her, I mean, and not just her, like now that I've entered this new world of parenthood, I find myself being drawn to other parents, and we really have a good group of folks who, and all parents do this, they share resources, because there's some things you don't find out about, but like that's funny because like word of mouth is still the thing. Like
is.
no matter how advanced our technology gets,
It is.
like word of mouth is just really
especially
the
with
way
the
to
youth.
go. Mm-hmm.
The
Yes.
word, I mean, it's incredible.
Right.
Like the word of mouth with the youth. Like you think that they're all in their phones.
Right.
Oh no.
Right.
Yes.
And so, and just, like I've been able to, you know, really take, cause I do a lot of community organizing and taking it to the next level with parents. Before it was just like individuals and people and really impassioned with the issues, but you know, it had a different, we were talking about context earlier, like a different context. And so now there's it's a different connection, and just talking to folks at the level of parenthood has just been really great. To let them know what resources are available for their children, because every parent cares, you know,
Yes.
about their child's future, and being able to share those tools with them is just like, you know, folks are so thankful when you're able to share those opportunities that they probably wouldn't have heard about if someone didn't speak up about it.
Yes, I'm so excited about that, especially when it comes to youth entrepreneurship. That's one of the things I'm very, very passionate about. Is like I said earlier, the young lady that I had at my bakery, it was just when she came back to me, I was able to sit down with her and say, okay, these are the steps that you need to do. Get your grandmother. Her grandmother's her legal guardian. Her grandmother didn't know anything. She English was her second language, so she wasn't really proficient in it. But she was still there. She was still excited. And I was like, here, you go here. You get your license. Then you do this. Then you do that.
That's wonderful.
And I really honestly believe in doing that. That now that young lady go to someone else and be like, okay, this is what you need to do to do this and do that. Are there some things within the city of Stockton dealing with our youth entrepreneurship that you would like to see?
And I really like that you bring up the her grandmother's language barrier, because we do, and we're always talking about like good ideas. And
I have English language barrier too within English. So.
Yeah, no, it's totally cool. But I think about the groups that we do have existing and how we can share resources there, because there's a group called Comerciantes Unidos. They're a business group, a Spanish-speaking business group.
Oh wow!
And they're a wonderful group. They actually give out scholarships for students. They're very educationally.
Well, my son name is Juan.
There you go. They meet every first Thursday of the month, and they're always very excited to have new people join their group, even if they just want to join the monthly meetings and just learn about. They have they're very education driven. So every month they have a speaker that comes in and talks about different business aspects that could impact their business and they should be. What they should know about. And the great thing about it is that they have, if their person that they bring in, the speaker is not Spanish speaking, they will have an interpreter there to speak Spanish and interpret what the person is saying. So it's a great group, and I highly recommend it for folks who
And before we close out, some more resources that you would like to give.
So that was the main one that I wanted to share for.
And say it again. How can they contact them?
Comerciantes Unidos. They actually meet at Cancun's every first Thursday of the month at downtown by the theater.
Yes.
Across the street. And other like for early childhood development, we have. I'm on the advisory committee board for First Five of San Joaquin.
Yes.
And there's a free program.
I know about that program.
The Parents as Teachers program that I want everybody who has a child 0 to 5, or even pregnant parents too. That they can get involved with for a whole year, and they teach you on what the developmental milestones are for your child and what you should look out for. And it's a great program. It's a resource I always cheerlead and applaud, and it really gives parents and families a great step forward in life. All
right. So if anyone here wants more information on what we just talked about, how will they reach you?
Well, my Facebook page, for all my Facebook folks out there, Candelaria Vargas, or you can email me, candelaria@dailycoast.com. And, and also, if you, just go ahead and send me a message. I'll go ahead and respond for any of these resources. Mexican Heritage Center, I mentioned earlier, has their bilingual story time as well, every Monday at 10:30. And except for holidays, of course. Yes. So I could probably list some more on my Facebook page. That way folks can go there and see what types of things we have available through the community that are already existing.
All right. And before we get out of here, do you have any words of wisdom for our youth that entrepreneurship is something they're thinking about and are not really sure?
Yeah, something I'm sure probably other people have said this in their program, but something in my culture and my family, like people say when you have a dream or a passion, they say échale ganas, which means, try your hardest, give it your all. And if there are young people out there who have a dream, have a passion, don't give up if you have barriers. Keep going and find out how you can overcome those barriers. Look for a mentor, or look for a teacher, or look for someone in your life that can help you overcome these things. And don't be afraid to ask for help. That's my big and number one thing is like, especially as women of color, we're used to doing things all on our own, and we can do a lot of things on our own, but we don't ask for help sometimes because we have that on us, and so
we wait till we run into the wall and smash and fall out and lose conscious, then we ask for help.
But it's okay to ask for help early.
Yes, it is,
because it opens up a lot of doors it opens up new perspectives that we probably didn't think about.
Yes, and that was one of the reasons why, like I had mentioned earlier, why I wanted to do a show, Women in Business, is to give us a platform and to let us know that there are resources there for us, and also support as well. Yes. There's lots of support. If you just get out in the community, and some of the information we'll have here in the links that you can find out, and that's all. And word of mouth. Talk
to your neighbors. Talk to your community groups, and let people know what's out there.
All right, you didn't get to the cooking competition for Black Family Day.
No, I didn't. But maybe you can count on my entry next time for barbecue chicken.
Yes, I will. I am going to keep you in mind for that. That would be wonderful. So, real quick before we get out of here, I did bring something. We'll post the pictures on here.
Thank you so much.
Girl, you make me feel bad. We'll talk about that later. All right, so look at here. Got this here.
Oh, gotcha now.
Made me feel bad.
No.
Look at Di. Come over here, Di. Come over here. So
the Voice of Stockton.
The Voice of Stockton. Well, they put my name on it too. But
well, you are the Voice of Stockton.
Yeah, the Voice of Stockton.
Congratulations.
Outstanding nonprofit community service. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. California State Legislature from Kathleen Galgiani. Wow.
And Assembly member.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Chef.
With the Voice of Stockton as well. Yes, couldn't have done it without it.
Man, that was the lamest pump. I'm gonna keep doing it because it works.
Yes, so excited as well.
Well, that's awesome. Well, congratulations.
I'll give you the Delta College bag.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
I love
We got fabulous gifts and prizes.
Yes. So thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me.
A part of our show today. And I'm just so excited. I'm really excited about the conversation. So please go on to thevoiceofstockton.org. I will repost this conversation again. Lots of great information in here that was shared. And thevoiceofstockton.org with Chef Tobias Cooks. Give me your information one more time.
Candelaria Vargas with Daily Coast. Candelaria Vargas at dailycoast.com, or my Facebook page. You can look me up at Candelaria Vargas. Thank you.
Yes. All right. So if you are interested in the Mexican
Heritage Center,
and that was on Mondays
at 10:30 every day,
and then for the Cancun,
Cancun. Every first Thursday of the month. At 7:00 I believe is when they start.
All right, so Stockton, you have something to do. All right, Chef Tobias Cooks here with the voiceofstockton.org. Also, you can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can catch Chef Tobias Cooks as well on I keep forgetting so many names. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Chef Tobias Cooks. Thank you. See you next week. Women in Business.
Bye-bye.
Da 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 da, shabba da do da da da, shabba da dee da da da, shabba da dee da do da da da, shabba da dee da da da, shabba da be da do da da da, shabba da be.